Hello, welcome to Teacher Journey USA. My name is Kyle Gomez and I have been a teacher in the USA for the past 5 years. And here in this channel, we teach you everything about how to become a teacher in the US. Today, I am in Seattle. I'm actually attending one of the main conferences for teachers in the USA, which is called WIDA. WIDA is a conference that focuses on multilingual learners. So it's a conference focused on how teachers can better support multilingual learners, that is, learners or students that speak other languages rather than English at home. And I have been actually invited to present on the topic of artificial intelligence and how AI can support English language learners or multilingual learners improve their reading and writing, which also falls on the topic of this conference, which is igniting innovation in multilingual learners. I'm very excited. This is my first time presenting out of state, presenting in such a high level of conference here in the US is something that really makes me humbled and grateful for. I intend to share some of the cool moments that I find out. So this is going to be a vlog kind of video in which I just kind of walk through that with you, talking with you, sharing this with you, since I know that's something that you're curious about. The conference is being held at the Seattle Convention Center. So this is a huge building. It has at least 6 different levels and multiple other conferences going on at the same time. So right there, you can see that there's actually a video gaming conference going on. And so this is where these guys are going to. And right here, this is where the WIDA conference is going to take place at. Today I came for a check-in moment, a check-in registration as a presenter, because I'm going to present 2 different sessions, a virtual session tomorrow and an in-person session on Tuesday. I'm excited actually because of the topic of my presentation, which is AI. I have had over than 100 people signing up for my presentation. So I'm actually kind of nervous, but excited at the same time. And while my first presentation is virtual, they are going to actually have a studio here upstairs in which I will be presenting at with an online moderator and somebody in person helping me out with all of the camera and sound and all of that. So this is actually very fancy. It's my first time having so many people involved in a presentation that I'm giving. And this is already one of the differences that I can notice about how things are organized for teachers here in the USA. This kind of conference is organizing such a high quality of level and detail. So really you can see why the US is capable of influencing educators all over the world. Since I will be a presenter, they have covered one night of my hotel here in Seattle. So I'm actually at this pretty fancy hotel. And one of the cool things about being able to come here is that the school district where I work for paid for my registration. And they have also allowed me to stay here in Seattle for 4 days, so I can not only present at and attend this conference. So this is a really good thing that I can see and I can feel and that I can live about being a teacher in the USA, how even public schools are willing to invest in teachers, how much they personally invest in me, a public school teacher, to take a week from my work, putting substitute teachers, allowing me to learn and improve how I can better teach my students. This is something that teachers from other countries don't have access to, this kind of professional development opportunity, and this is something that makes me really grateful about being a teacher here in the US. This is my first day. I have arrived today. Now I just need to rest and relax, and tomorrow I'm going to share more about these next 4 days that I'm spending here in Seattle. This is the first day of the conference. Today is actually a pre-conference day. They have a virtual session, a virtual version of the conference that they have asked some of the presenters, including myself, to deliver the same workshops that they're going to deliver in person starting tomorrow in this kind of this virtual conference that is before the actual conference. So sounds pretty cool, and I'm hoping to share everything with you. Okay, I'm done with my first presentation, my virtual presentation. It was really awesome. I felt a little nervous because there were over 200 people, 200 teachers from all over the world, many from the US, but some from other countries such as Argentina, Brazil. So it's just really cool to be a part of that. And but the teachers found it really relevant. I had great comments, lots of insightful comments and discussions as well. I talked about AI and how we can use AI to better support our English language learners in the classroom. But if you want also access to this, if you want to have access to the recording of my presentation, you can have access as a member of our mentorship, Teaching in America, in which we teach you everything you need to know to become a teacher in the US, how to get a J1 visa, how to get an H1B visa, how to apply for schools, how to set up your resume. And this is going to be a bonus for the members of our mentorship. So if you want to have access to this presentation that I presented here at the WIDA conference, sign up to our mentorship using the link that is in the description of this video. So this is the room that I'm going to be presenting at tomorrow. As you can see, it is pretty huge. It's more than, I would say, 100 or 200 people. So I'm kind of nervous, but also excited. So this is it for the first day. Now I'm going to just go rest a little bit, enjoy the rest of the day in Seattle, and tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's the big in-person presentation, as well as attending some of the other workshops. So I'm excited for the upcoming 2 days that I have left here in Seattle. And thank you for following me in this journey.
singular story. If we only have a singular language, then almost certainly what's going to happen is that people and cultures will be silenced. So interestingly enough, I'm best known for a novel called The Sympathizer. When it came out, one of the first major review of it, very positive review, said, Viet is the voice for the voiceless. And I was like, no. Have you ever met any Vietnamese people? Been to a Vietnamese restaurant? Visited a Vietnamese household? We're really, really loud. The problem is not that we are voiceless. The problem, as Karen Dati Roya said, is that there is no such thing as the voiceless. There are only the deliberately silenced and the preferably unheard. There is no way, no matter what edict comes from our government, that there will be a change in the actual reality of our nation, which is that we are a nation with diverse populations and hundreds of languages. But what can change is the enforcement of the deliberate silencing and the refusal to hear. That's the political and cultural danger that we face.
Okay, so this is day 2. I have just checked in as a presenter. They gave me a speaker tag. They also gave me a little kit. So actually, let me show you, because I don't know what's in it yet. This is the little kit that they gave me for being a presenter. It has expo marks and a Sharpie, so really cool. And I like this little bag as well. So they have also asked me to go now to my room to check my tech, to test my computer, and I'm presenting at 1 p.m. today. So for the rest of the day, I'm just going to be attending other workshops, attending the main presentation today. I'm excited. Okay, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Courtney Scarry. I'm part of the marketing and communications team at WIDA, Assistant Director of Marketing. So WIDA is part of the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and we work with 42 states across the United States to provide an assessment as well as professional learning and resources for K-12 educators that work with multilingual learners. Some of the resources that we are very well known for are WIDA English Language Development Standards Framework, and so that's kind of the basis for a lot of the things that we do, resources, our assessment, and professional learning. And so all of that is utilized throughout the classrooms across the country as well. A lot of those resources are also free and on our website. So with international educators, they have the ability to utilize some free webinars, all of those resources in our resource library on our website and more. And international educators also have the option to use WIDA Model, which is our other interim assessment. So we do have quite a few other schools around the world that use that as well.
Cool. And what's the purpose of this conference?
Yeah, so this is our WIDA annual conference. It's every year, every fall, and we rotate around the United States, and we have folks from across the country come. So it's really geared towards educators of multilingual learners, primarily K through 12, and it's for teachers by teachers. So lots of sessions by teachers, for teachers to learn about how to better serve multilingual learners in their classrooms. This year we're in Seattle, but we do rotate around the country. So next year we'll be in St. Louis. So it's a couple of great days for educators to get together, collaborate, learn from each other, and then go back to their classrooms and help multilingual learners succeed.
Okay, so this was end of day 2. Overall, a super exciting day. The day began with a tremendous inspirational talk by a Vietnamese professor who talked about the experiences of being a refugee and how this has shaped his identity. And he talked a lot about how we should ensure that languages and cultures are not suppressed, and how our own culture and our own language matters, even though sometimes our voices are not heard by the majority. It was such a inspirational talk that spoke a lot to my heart. Being an immigrant in the US is not easy. It has many challenges, and being an immigrant, it is also almost like being reborn. And one of the things that he talked about that resonated with me the most was how whenever you grew up or when you come to a different culture and you try to assimilate, you many times end up with a conflict in your mind about your identity. Which culture do you belong to? In my case, Brazil or US. I think about my daughter who is growing up here, coming from a Brazilian family, but also only knowing America as the place of what she considers home, or what she feels like home is. So, and this is the situation a lot of our students as well. And it was just really interesting and really inspirational to have that, to listen to that talk. And then the rest of the day, it was filled up with 2 other sessions that I attended, and the presentation that I gave. It was over 200 teachers, actually 240 teachers. I presented about AI, and it was just really encouraging to see so many teachers being able to connect my workshop to their own stories, to their own personal lives. I met teachers from all over the US and some from other countries as well. But I met teachers from Hawaii, from Illinois, where I live, from North Carolina, Texas, California. It was just really cool to be able to talk and collaborate and engage in professional conversations with so many inspirational educators. This is what I love the most about conferences like this and opportunities like this. It's you really get to meet people from many different realities. So for example, in my school district, most of the students that I have are Spanish-speaking students, but I've met educators in which their schools have primarily Asian students, or some of the schools, some of the teachers that I met have primarily Portuguese-speaking students actually. So it's also so cool how diverse the US is and how it is shaped of so many different realities, and this also is one of the takeaways from today that I've had, being part of this conference and being inspired by the workshops that I attended and the people I met and the presentations that I listened to, is how the US has so many different stories into a country, even though many times it seems like there's only one line of stories. And this is something that the speaker talked about this morning, about how languages shape the stories that are told, and oftentimes certain groups they only choose to follow, or they only choose to tell one side of the story. But the US, it's actually very diverse. There's so many United States inside the United States, because every individual is unique, and every person and every state and every city and every house is different. And many of these stories are told by immigrants, and it's just so fascinating to see how much immigration and stories like mine are embedded into the history of the US, even though it's hard many times. Now, I'm tired. I just wanna honestly rest. Tomorrow is my last day here in Seattle, here at the WIDA conference. And also tomorrow, I'm not presenting, I'm just listening and participating, of course, getting some ideas, but it will be a little less stressful. I'm excited right now just to rest and enjoy the rest of my evening, and I'll share more about tomorrow with you. So this is day 3 of the conference. This is my last day. I have already attended 2 workshops so far, and they were awesome. The first workshop talked about, they presented a process of how to effectively plan your lessons with English language learners in mind. They provided a really well structured step-by-step framework in how to plan not only English classes, but also content classes like math, science, and social studies, having key language uses, having specific language goals in mind for the students. And these are definitely resources that I will use in my own classes, in my own planning period in the future. So I'm just really baffled as how much I've learned today and how many practical ideas I'm going to be able to take to my own classroom. And the second workshop that I attended talked about English language learners that are often many times also identified as special needs students or students with disabilities, and how many times these assessments are wrong and they are only being categorized as special needs or students with disability because they don't speak English and they just haven't been tested accurately. They haven't been tested the right way. They haven't been tested in their native languages, and just many times the schools don't have a good process to identify students that are categorized as English learners but also have learning disabilities. And they provided us with really great ideas and resources to do that. Very encouraging so far. I have learned so much, guys, and I am actually going to take a lot back home, a lot of ideas that I can implement in my classroom. And this is what I love about the most about opportunities like this, conferences like this, as well as meeting teachers from many parts of the country and the world. I've actually sat next to a teacher from Brazil who has been teaching here for 25 years. I have met international teachers that have traveled from their home countries specifically to attend WIDA. So I just feel grateful to do this, to be part of this, to have this opportunity. And I want to thank you so far for watching this video up to this point. And today's my last day, so I'm going to enjoy the rest of the workshops, and I'm flying back home this evening. And if you also want to have opportunities like this, perhaps attend such amazing inspirational educator conferences in the US, by being a teacher in the US, you can find out more about how you can come and work in the US with a degree from your home country, with your experience from your home country, by clicking on the link on the description of this video and signing up to our mentorship. So here I am finally at the airport going back to Chicago, and I'm just amazed about how much I have learned throughout these past days here in Seattle, not only about the city, people here, but also, and most importantly, the amazing workshops that I've attended, the people that I've met. It was a great experience, and very honored and grateful to be in a country that gives me such opportunities to learn, to continue improving and developing myself as an educator, and to have a school district that supports the fact that I can just come here and attend a conference for almost a week, and while I'm supposed to be teaching, put a substitute teacher for me to be here and paid for my attendance in this conference. So it's just a grateful opportunity to be a part of, and I just love that I can do this, and this is something that I didn't normally have the opportunity to do in Brazil, where I'm from. I always had to pay for my own conferences. I could never go in something like that during the work time. It was only after work or at the weekends, or maybe during my vacation, my summer break, or my winter break. So I just love that I can do this in a normal school days. And this is one of the things that I love about America, teaching in America, how much they always invest in teachers' education. So thank you for following me throughout this past few days. I hope you have learned insightful things about what it's like to be a teacher in the US. If you want to find out more about how you can be a teacher in the US, download the free ebook that is in the description of this video.